Hello everyone! Welcome to a slightly different kind of stream tonight. So, yeah, and by the way, I got the Kirby Superstar. I don't really expect to be playing Kirby Superstar tonight because I'm actually planning on learning some new strats. So, but I figured we'd get the music going in the meantime. So, in any case, yeah, there's been some interesting developments recently with the Kirby Superstar Any % category. So you can see here, I get little notifications for things. I wasn't really expecting this, but there was a new world record a little bit over an hour ago. So that's kind of exciting. And yeah, so I think instead of doing some actual runs today, we're going to be doing some strategizing. So probably take a look at that freshly picked world record for any % there. And there were some other ones that I thought might be interesting to look at too. Maybe something a little closer to my current, current time range could be useful as well. Because obviously, if I look at just the first place runs, it's kind of hard to duplicate that on the first go. You want to, I feel like trying to get something attainable first is probably a good first step. So, yeah. So let's go and let's see, which one should we look at? We'll look at the first place one. There's another one that was new record by this player today. And there's also this one that I saw was kind of recently, and this, the words jet clip seem interesting to me. So that, if it's what I think it is, it might be some kind of clip that uses jet. But I don't know of any clips in this sort of game for speedrunning, so if that is what it actually is, then that would be pretty interesting to figure out how to do that. And, yeah, so I think at least those three we'll take a look at, and then we'll see where we're at for time. I don't expect this to be a super long stream tonight. Hey, Fusion Tech. How's it going? But yeah, let's get this music, we'll just put this on the file select screen here for now. I want to show you guys how I set this up. Yeah, so we'll just leave that on there for now, and maybe if we really want to, we can get a little bit of, maybe, a little bit of a run in or something. It depends. I'm not expecting to for tonight. Tonight's basically just gathering info, seeing if we can improve our runs in any way. But yeah, I'm really interested to see what this... I'm going to turn off my TV, actually, so I'm not really distracted by that. I just got to remember that the Super Nintendo's on. Okay, so let's take a look at the world record from 1 hour ago. So, yeah, I haven't watched any of these yet, so no guarantees on the content within, but I don't expect it to be too bad. So, let's take a look at this 34-minute, 24-second run by Yamayu. I hope I'm pronouncing that okay. And let's do a little bit of investigating, see if there's anything that kind of stands out here. I'll try and maximize this also. Okay, so that's just setting up for the run there. So they're going the Great Cave Offensive first. Maybe that's just a preference, because it shouldn't really matter. not something I've seen in speedrun of this game. Oh, they're making a partner, too. So they're doing a quick kill there, okay. Wow, that is really fast. They're skipping jet, okay. Okay, so they're using this technique where if you are in a wheelie rider, you can just kind of start like a charge, like a dash in the air, to like start off with the run, and then it just it does a lot of damage really quickly. Presumably for more damage dealing. I'm liking this wheel technique. I'm gonna have to try this out. And they're skipping jet again. Okay. Yeah. I'm really liking this so far. I love using wheel and hammer. Those are some good fights there. Yeah, this is a really competitive run. This is first place right now, as of an hour ago. Let me see if I can rearrange the chat here. Again, I kind of want to make sure I'm paying attention to this. So, it seems like they're using the wheelie rider to take advantage of these long horizontal sections for this particular subgame. I'm just wondering if this is new tech or if this is something that's been around for a while. I haven't done any sort of strategizing in a long time. That's a good fight. I'm just amazed that it's like only 4 minutes and 30 seconds into this run. And that's basically the only section they've done so far, so that means that this section is basically 4 minutes 40 seconds for the Great Cave Offensive. And they're doing Dynablade now. This is only any percent fusion tech. Heard this music. Okay, so they were shielding there to try and nudge over that Waddle Doo over to the right spot to get that. Okay, so they're charging up here. That's something I started doing recently, and it seems to be very effective. I should also mention they are using the Japanese version, which is the fastest version. Defense-wise, Alright, so they're opting to skip the invisibility cannon. instead. That might be something to try, but I'm not sure if I'm skilled enough to do that at the moment. No, I'm pretty sure it's confirmed, because this is, Sorry, what is going on here? Oh! Oh, okay. I see what they meant by jet skip now. Hang on. I want to go back and see that again. Let's see. Alright. That's not what I want. So they're going in, they're using jet. It seems like they're doing this in a very precise position. Okay. So that skips the auto-scroller. That is huge. Alright, let me, Ooh, that's not what I want. Yeah, that is really impressive. Yeah, so that's a... I wonder how easy that is to do. Because I guess with enough practice it shouldn't be that bad, but that is a long auto-scroller at the beginning of this stage, so that's such a big time save. It's gotta be like saving an entire minute or something using that strat. Alright, so let me just change one thing real quick. I want to make, because the way I have things set up right now, I have the YouTube video over here, and I have my stream set up over here on my main monitor. But the chat's over on the right-hand side, so I want to try and move that over to make it a little easier for me to notice new messages when you guys make them. Yeah, it might not be frame perfect, but it might be kind of dependent on the position. Not entirely sure, though. Okay. Where is... I just want to try and get the chat over on the other side. Is that something I can drag and drop here? Well, I guess it's not too important. I'll just make sure to look over every once in a while. Alright, let's get back to this. So that they do that sick clip. Get jet again. Chain together a bunch of jets. So we're gonna do the skip here. And then just, it should be a pretty quick finish to the stage. Yeah. That it seems like Jen is, if you're going down a sloped surface or up a sloped surface, it only really changes your horizontal speed it changes your horizontal speed at the same rate. So whether you're going on a flat surface or a slated surface, you'll move the same amount side to side. So that's why going up or down slopes like that is really helpful. That's nothing too special there. It's just a normal boost. Just a really good, Alright, so you just want to be vertical as high as possible. Alright, so they go to the right there. I usually go to the left, which might not be the best. That definitely seems a lot faster. How do they stop from, those guys from stealing? They just go fast. I guess that's probably the solution to a lot of the questions I have. Just go fast. Alright, so they're just gonna skip over everything. So, pretty standard procedure. And then for Dynablade, let's see what they do. I don't believe Dynablade is terribly difficult. If you know what you're doing. Oh, I see. They're using the... I don't remember what the move's called, but they do the little loopy-doo thing with the star. So they like grab onto it and they suplex it, basically. I don't know the right way to kind of phrase that, but I guess that does a lot of damage. So that's something really easy to do that I can do. Yeah, you can tell this attack is definitely a lot faster than the we're gonna mix it. Oh, okay, so you can just go up and respawn the gym there. I'm gonna have to rewatch this because there's a lot of stuff going on here. Probably just them waiting. I'm liking that shoot. Okay, so I guess if you move a little more to the right, I'm going to replay that real quick. So, I would normally go and, whoops. I would basically jump like right here, but you can see that he jumped a little bit later and he starts jetting at this point. So that must mean that if you do it over here, like lining up with the fence, it must line you up with the enemies nicely. Oh, so that's a quick way you can get that. So that's just, they bounce off of that edge there. There's a lot of like small things that seems like I could definitely do that. Swimming, there shouldn't be too much different things here. And we got another auto scroller, so no real surprises here. You gotta have a little fun when you're doing these speedruns. all the time. Whoa, I missed something. Alright, so, like I said, you gotta have a little fun. How did they get up there? I mean, not that it matters so much, but how did they clip through that? So this shouldn't be pretty, I guess that doesn't matter. That's hang out near the North Star there. Are you sure? You'll never catch up. I can't tell you how many times I've read that on stream. I wonder how many times it'll take before I memorize all the lines for this sort of verb and event. It was also really good timing for the last one. I'm really excited about that wheelie rider hammer strat. I think that's just so cool. I'm assuming a lot of the stuff in this run is just going to be really optimized movement and nothing, too game breaking. Oh, they jump at the end there. I guess that cancels. Oh, and they're really skirting the edge of the top there. That's something that I might need to. Okay, I guess that's something you can do. Oh wow! Now that was a quick fight. I want to see that again. Yeah, so let's go back a little bit. So they first off, once they get over here, they're going on top. Rather than waiting for this to go all the way down, which I guess makes sense. You want to make sure to get as much height as you can. And you want to do the same thing over there. Skipping the plasma. And go opting for a jet quickly over here. I think that might be a little hard for me to do. But I guess it's worth a try. I think this is pretty cool. So I guess they skip over that really easily. Okay, so that's a very quick fight. That's a lot quicker than plasma. And they're keeping jet throughout the entire thing, which means you don't have to get it. Don't tell you to finish the dialogue. I'm sure there's still some time saves in a run like this. But if that wasn't intentional, that kind of stings. I could have gotten a better record there. Although I guess I shouldn't really be complaining. It is literally the best any percent time there is right now. Okay, so they're using ground and cage. That was pretty good. This whole run is super impressive. They are breaking those blocks. So maybe that is a flag thing that should be kind of mitigated. Or it doesn't matter, and I'm just kind of because otherwise they'd be going for some of those other blocks. I don't know what to really call them. This is just tactical falling here. What are they gonna do? Are they just switch the class here, or is there okay, they are gonna switch it. They come at that from the top. So that means that it's easier to get. Okay, and they're hitting that with the sparks from the back, so they don't have to turn around. I just got a flashback of one of my last runs when I went in that door. Okay, so they're getting rid of that, so it doesn't go through another cycle there. That seems really difficult to do. I don't know if I can do that right now. This is almost the end of the Meta Knight. That you want to do that sort of like destroying enemies when the text isn't scrolling, because otherwise it loses. I think. Pretty sure that's how it works. Oh, they can get in there from the top. That's insane. So they're doing the getting on top of there again. This is about the Nothing too special about that last part. this is just kind of... So I learned that if, you know, when you actually jump using Wheelie Rider, it actually nets you a pixel to the right. So anytime you can get away with jumping in this section, it saves you 1 pixel, basically. Or 1 frame, I think. One of those things. So that's something to do if you know the right pattern. You can get away with saving a bit of time there. So for some reason, when you jump with Wheelie Rider, it saves you like a pixel or a frame. So it actually, like, with the jumping animation. Oh, is that a little loud? Sorry, I didn't realize how loud that was. Let me kind of tone things down a bit. Let me look back at this for comparison. Yeah, let me lower this a bit. Sorry, I didn't realize it was so loud there. So basically, when you're jumping with Wheelie Rider, it saves you a little bit of time, because I think either it saves you, like, it puts you ahead a pixel for the animation, or it just saves you a frame. I think it saves you like a pixel. I think that would be more appropriate there. Alright, is this a little better for the volume? I can always adjust it if needed. Alright, cool. Yeah, feel free to tell me if the volume is making it hard to hear anything. So it seems like they're sliding a lot in certain spots. I guess that's a little bit faster if you don't have to worry about the end of the animation, because the sliding animation tends to be a little faster in the beginning, and then once you finish it off, it kind of uses up the time you save, essentially. So they do two bursts there, and then just kind of jet back and forth. That was kind of... Let's go back 1 second, because I noticed something interesting. Sorry, let's go back 15 seconds. So, when you're on the world map for this Milky Way Wishes, I've noticed that when you're changing your direction, you lose a little bit of your speed. So, in other words, like, you want to stay on as straight as a path as possible. So you can kind of see that by... They're going to the right, straight right, as far as they can before they go down enough to go into the stage. Now that's cool. So they just held up, essentially, or yeah, they just held the jump button, and they kind of skipped all that stuff I tend to have trouble with. Alright, and they're able to make that sort of last until... Okay, I want to go back a couple seconds to... So they don't use the minecart there, they just go as far as they can and then kind of try and fly over everything. That's something to make a note of. They're kind of bonking on that. Going straight for that cannon. And then going right into there. Interesting skip there for the tongue. I'm just noticing so many small things that I could use to kind of improve my runs. Okay, so that seems like it's very precise in terms of like the Y values that you need to be at to avoid all those Gordos. And they're just running below. Just kind of do a quick turnaround. Okay. So that's kind of what I try and do, except optimized. So that's, oh, that was actually pretty impressive there. So that's something I know saves time, but it's not something that I currently know how to do. And that is a fast lobster kill. So this shouldn't be too, you know, too out of the ordinary. It's just going to be a lot of quick kills with Jet. But let's see how they do it, if they do any... I mean, they do that sort of thing there. Okay, so they're doing really optimized quick kills for this section to try and make sure that they're grabbing the things they need and not the things that they don't. Alright, they're using plasma here. Using plasma really efficiently there. And then switching to Jet as soon as possible. Well, I guess it doesn't really matter when they do it over there. But it helps. It's a little tough to say if there's going to be anything, you know, particularly interesting about this this planet. Just because there's so much water, it's a little hard to know for certain if there's. Okay, well they kind of boost over everything there, and they just kind of do a small boost, getting some momentum from the air pockets. Yeah, and this should be the boss here. And that was the boss. Not too much left for this. Yeah, again with the straight movement there. Break the ice. And this shouldn't be very different from what I'm doing now, except, you know, with it being faster. cat tax. Pet the cats. Hi. Yeah, this is such an amazing run. I kind of knew how that Twin Woods fight was gonna go, so I didn't really watch it. I had to pay the cat tax anyways. Yeah, I would go and pick him up to show you guys, but he does not like being picked up, so just kind of leave him on the ground, waiting for more food to come. Oh wow, what are they doing here? Okay. So they went and they just went through all of that without using the warp star. So I guess that allows you to get the mini-boss quick kill more easily. That'd probably be a little hard for me to navigate, though. Okay, switch during the text, so it doesn't waste any time. I gotta learn how to do that. I know that saves a lot of time. So also, if you notice, all of the enemies that were, you know, on these battle windows, they never attacked first. So I'm pretty sure it's a random chance for if they attack first or what they do first, and the attacks are randomized. But that, you know, it uses up some time doing that. So having all of those not attack first is basically the main reason why. Well, definitely not the main reason, but it's definitely a contributing factor as to why this run is so good. I don't know if it really matters too much what they destroy here, as long as they make it through. That's what's the important thing, right? So let's see the correct way to do a Nova fight for once. You want to destroy that thing fast, and then destroy that thing fast, and then you got to destroy that thing fast. After that, you destroy this thing fast. Okay. They might have been able to cut that a little closer if they wanted. Is it better to be at the top right corner? Hold on. Because you notice they're at the very top. After they defeat that enemy, they go to the top right corner there. I wonder if that's slightly faster or not. If not, if it is, then that's a really easy way to save some time. Now just remember, every single time they do that big plasma ball there, that is a ton of mashing. And just the fact that they're doing that so consistently is incredible. I have a feeling it's more likely related to health than time. Maybe. Not sure, though. Okay. And it looks like the rest of this is just credits, though. But man, congratulations to them. That is an incredible run. And there is a lot of information to unpack there. So, yeah, congrats to them. And yeah, this is super exciting. So if we go back for a moment and we take a look at so this is any percent. If we take a look at the obsoleted runs, Yamayu has been grinding this for a while. So I don't know where their first run is, but definitely like I'm trying to scan for their name. So this is the earliest one I can see from that quick look. I might have missed other ones later down, but they started 36-31, and then you can see like every single one of these is just a tiny sliver more from their last record. Like look at this, 1 second difference, and they've been able to hold on to this spot for a little while now. But that is super impressive. That is just, I just can't even, my thumbs will not be able to move that quickly to get that sort of speed at the moment. Maybe someday. But definitely not anytime soon. So that was that run. I wonder if there's any others that we should really, because that had a ton of information there. Maybe, let's see so it's only 9 o'clock. So I guess we have a choice. We can look at some other runs that are kind of up here, or maybe we can look at ones kind of more closer to where my current skill level's at. Like this one, for example, that's a pretty recent run. What do you guys think? Should we go and look at another top run over here, or should we kind of scroll down the list a little bit to see if there's any strategies that, that are currently attainable by my skill set? Because there's definitely, like, we're somewhere around here. Actually, yeah, I think it's like 49th-ish. Again, this is just stuff that I really got to get on uploading these. But I think that, let's see. Oh, yeah, that's a good point. There might be certain differences between the US and Japanese versions. I don't believe there's that many, though. 39th? Yeah, it looks like that's the best US SNES, unless there's an obsoleted run. Let's take a look at the obsoleted runs and see what the very top performing US SNES is. It might be the same one, but I just want to be sure. Yeah, it's the same one. Okay, so let's just undo that for our sanity. Also, hi, Wolfman. Okay, so Pie Pusher 11 from 5 years ago, 45 minutes, 27 seconds. So no video. That doesn't help me. Okay, we'll go to 43rd then, because that has a video. From Kubelwagen 185, time of 47 minutes 35 seconds. No mixers though. But I wonder, that might not be very helpful then. Because I'm okay with doing some mixes. Yeah, no video for Pie Pusher. For this particular game, I would imagine, unless you're claiming that one of the top spots up here, it's not really necessary to have a video. I would expect to have some sort of proof though, for sure. Alright, so yeah, it's probably not best to... Yeah, if they're not doing mixes for that, then it's probably a dead end trying to look at SNES, American SNES runs, because the only other one is over here. But I kind of beat this time already, so doesn't really help me out there. Alright, so that's a little bit of a bust. I was kind of hoping that there'd be something for an American SNES that we could use for reference. Some of these are... Yeah, I guess some of the older ones are not as... it's not as easy to record, way back in the day in 2014. 43rd? That one has no mixers, though. Oh, you can't see the mouse over text. So, no mixers, no death. So, because they're not doing any sort of mixes, I don't think this is going to be a very useful run to look at, because some of their strategies are going to be a lot different in a no-mix run. So, but, yeah, that's kind of a shame there. So, I don't think I'm going to watch that one to see if there's anything there. Well... Yeah, I didn't realize that the mouse over text wasn't showing up there, so that's my mistake. Like right now, I have mouse up text for this run that says Jet Clip, new skills out here. Yeah, that's just something I'm going to have to keep in mind for the future, I suppose. Alright, so let's try... Well, if we can't do a US run on an American SNES, let's take a look at something a little more attainable. Let's try 28th. I'm also, because this is like a super recent run. So, any percent speed run, 39 minutes 46 seconds by Kaons, who is currently in 28th place. Let's see what they're doing over here. This seems a little soft. So I turn the volume up there. Yeah, this video is really quiet, actually. Okay, so what they're doing is they're opting to go the little turnaround thing that I usually do. This seems really crisp and fluid. I wonder if this is... I just want to... Okay, this is 60 frames a second. That's why it looks a little bit different there. And this is an emulator, right? I just want to check this real quick. No, just Japanese Super Nintendo. Okay, so Super Famicom. Man, I'd love to get this sort of picture quality on my runs. Okay, let me go back a couple seconds to see what they're doing. Man, that ladder movement is pretty sweet. So they're opting to not do the do that either for the invincibility candy. So maybe that's something I should be considering as well. Because if even someone in this... It sounds bad if I say in, you know, in this place. Like, oh, 28th place? Ugh. No, but if like someone in 28th place is doing this sort of strategy and I'm not, then that might be a bit of a sign that it's something I should be doing. Okay. Let's take a look at that clip again. So they're breaking that stuff, and then they're making it. They're carrying Capsule J. Okay, so that's where they go in. Yeah, that doesn't look too hard. I don't know what it exactly entails, though. And then you have to just go up. And you just float through the floor. Yeah, no, that looks super fun to try. That looks super fun to try out. Okay, they do the skip there as well. The nice thing about looking at runs that are quicker than yours, they're done quicker than yours too. So it's not as long to watch. Oh yeah, being able to save all that time from the auto scroller, that's going to be super helpful. All right, let me go back a couple seconds, because I want to see what they do. So they skip over Knuckle Joe there, and it looks like it's very precise movements for this sort of stage. Yeah, a lot of this is just really precise movement. Oh, I do that all the time. So I know how that feels. I like the fact that they have their controller inputs mapped as well, with a little SNES over there. Hold on a sec. Did they didn't go down the ladder there. They fell down the ladder. How did they do that? Did the other run do that as well? Because look, they don't even latch on. They just fall down. How does that happen? Because I would love to know how to do that. Ladders are like one of my biggest enemies in this game. Probably because I need to clean my controllers. So it makes it very difficult to get out. I think maybe the best approach for learning how to speedrun this game more effectively is just to go for one sub-game at a time. Like, if I try and perfect, like Dynablade, for example, like I tried maybe doing that first and then trying to improve Great Cave Offensive and then go and try and improve the Revenge of Meta Knight. Trying to like focus on one game at a time might be better than trying to do lots of things all at once. because, for example, once I perfect the first few games, then I'll keep doing that sort of thing every time I do a run. So that would basically mean that I would always, you know, be practicing, you know, those specific parts anyways. So I think maybe that's something to consider there. So we're just going to skip all that. Yeah, there's way too much to take in all at once. Like, okay, so like, in my head right now, the main thing I can think of to improve is learn that skip for the auto-scroller. That's the only thing I can think of off the top of my head to immediately improve my run times. Like, that's it. Even though I know there's a ton of little teeny tiny things, it's like, oh, and that too. I guess I gotta, you know, remember that. That was even pretty fast. So they just, hold on. So that goes down there. And then, okay. So that's not bad either. So that's two different things there that are pretty easy to kind of improve the times. Although at this point, like, I don't usually get jet here. I usually lose it by this point. So that's kind of a little bit of a shame there. But if I do keep jet, I'll have to keep that strategy in mind. So they're going right for Revenge of Meta Knight here. So I guess really the order doesn't matter too much for how you approach it. So they're respawning things by going to the right and to the left. And that's how they're getting to. I do like the immediate jump up though. I think that's going to be useful. They're falling down over here too. How are they just falling down these ladders and not, you know, using the ladder? I need to know how to do that because that is going to be so helpful. Okay, anything over here? Okay, so the other person used that as well. That sort of strategy for getting. They just kind of bonked up and used jet from there. So I don't expect to see too much, like, odd stuff here. So there are a lot of tricks to learn. And I'm wondering if I should be doing just like strat practice streams for like certain segments and things like that, and then do runs on another day perhaps. What do you guys think? Should I do certain streams that are specific to just learning new strats and like not having any runs in? Or you guys think I should just kind of do things as I go? I guess maybe another option is to go and like try and learn strats as part of my warm-up. That could be kind of useful. But maybe if it's like a tricky strat, I could do some streams just dedicated to learning that strat. But yeah, what do you guys think? Do you think I should do some streams that are just solely for learning new strats, or you think maybe learning them as I go or at the beginning as a warm-up would be better? Not much to say about that section. Okay, so they're opting to just kind of go as high as possible to get rid of everything there. Okay. What sort of stuff are they going to do over here? So they're going over everything here. Or trying to. So are they gonna go on? Yeah, they are gonna go on top. Okay. And they just kind of skip through all that. Alright, so keeping Jet seems to be super important for these sorts of pieces. Yeah, I have been trying to get Jet consistently. But even at this point, like, taking a couple of tries to get Jet is probably okay. And I've been trying to practice that and the boss quick kills. So I guess that's where I've been kind of focusing my efforts recently. But it couldn't help to try and be, you know, mediocre at some of these better tricks, too. Because might be better than not using them at all. There's definitely a lot of pieces that can be improved for my individual runs. Like, so there's definitely the quick kills on the bosses. Mixing for Jet. Those are the two big ones. And then from there, I guess another thing that's super important is knowing where to move when. Because especially if every enemy has their own unique timer for things, then that is going to be really helpful to try and, like, memorize. I can just get through there pretty quickly. Heart of Nova, yeah, that's another one I gotta practice. It's tough though when it's always at the end of a run too. Yeah, Heart of Nova is just, ugh. Trying to do that fast always seems to bite me in the butt in the end. Except for maybe that one time. But I don't even remember what that time was, so... And it's not like it's something I can easily practice either. Like, it's one time at the end of the game. Oh, they lost Jet. Dang it. That stinks. Oh, and Heavy Lobster's taking a long time to spit something out that they can use. Okay. This is a pretty good recovery, all things considered. I keep going right at this point. Oh, I gotta remember to go left. Whoa, what is going on with this video now? Yeah, it's looking really jittery for some reason. Okay, well that's pretty good, actually, considering they already lost Jet. They didn't need to spawn Capsule J and then get rid of him. So that's a plus. Okay, so nothing too different over here. I pretty much do this sort of stuff. Although, oh geez, dodging those cannons can be rough. Too many cannonballs. So it's definitely good to, like, destroy the... I know it's a good idea to destroy those lasers as soon as they fire their lasers. It's good to destroy everything to kind of speed up the cycles on everything. But it looks like the... You know, the main cannon down there, like over here, that's something that's gonna be... I don't think I'm going to be able to do that anytime soon. Oh yeah, I guess mashing per plasma is something I got to practice too. Because the faster... That's just going to be something over time that I'll have to learn. Because like the faster I can mash, the easier it will be to deal damage to bosses, basically. So that's another thing, but really that's something I gotta practice for a long time, so it's not really something that's that I could just do a stream. And if I did a whole stream, for example, dedicated to just practicing mashing, I don't know if I'd have thumbs by the end of it. Like I would... man, I'd probably have to rest for a while after doing a run like that if I ever did. Alright, so they gotta improvise here. Personally, I think it's kind of useful to know how to improvise when things go wrong. Because even if... You know, things can happen. You don't want it to kind of cost you. So this shouldn't be anything too different from what we've seen. Yeah, pretty standard, just mash and use plasma to beat Meta Knight there. So I want to showcase something real quick. I want you to pay attention to how long apart these ticks are for the timer on the screen, compared to, you know, from when Kirby starts falling, compared to when he's on Wheelie Rider. So just take a moment focus for a sec on that sort of timing. So did you notice it? When you're falling with plasma here, the sprite is a little bit extended. Let's see if I can kind of back up a couple of... Yeah, you see how Kirby's kind of diagonal a bit? He's not exactly lined up with the grid, so they have to use additional sprites for when Kirby has like a hat on. So my thought is that having that hat, the plasma hat, will actually slow things down a bit for when you're doing this falling segment. And when you're... Because I'm assuming that it's a matter of number of sprites on screen, because that's the number, you know, that's typically what affects lag here. And then when you're on the wheelie rider, there's not as much delay. It's ever so slightly quicker. So I think that would have... I don't know if it would really make a difference, but you could ditch your partner. It could be a little faster, but I'm not certain at all. So maybe that's like a teeny tiny thing to optimize, because I know I had a run once where basically it was, you know, I got a little bit of a glitch state from, I don't know if it's frame perfect, but I kind of released my partner at the last moment. So, and it kind of messed things up later, but that's something to consider, I guess. So we're definitely learning a lot here from watching these runs. Oh yeah, that I forgot that there was also mixing for wheel over there. I think that would be really cool to try as well. I'd love to try and mix wheel and you know, see how that goes. I also need to learn how to go down those ladders like that. Because Jed is so much faster than Wing over here. Speaking of Jet. So so this is kind of closer to the stuff that I'm currently doing for my runs right now. So let's see if there's any like optimizations that they do over here for that. So they're just making sure to hit with as much as they can, essentially. So I know going down you know, with the what's the word? Using Jet over there in that sort of manner is slightly faster than taking the actual minecart. So that's I just like doing the minecart though, because I don't think it really loses that much time, and it's safer to say the least, considering how often it is that I lose my abilities. Okay, so they're using a big shot there, and then kind of dashing back and forth to kind of reduce the amount of time that it takes to kill the battle windows there. So that's something to consider. Unless I completely switch strats, which is entirely possible. Because I would love to try out that that strat with the, you know, the wheelie rider. Yeah, nothing much to say there. Oh, isn't there a guy that normally spawns there? Or is that this guy I'm thinking of? Okay. So this is probably just standard, you know, get jet, use jet to go fast. That's what it seems like to me anyways. Okay, so that, I do think slightly more optimized for that room. Okay, so they're using the spots where it should show up to get some more damage in. What? Wait, hold on a sec. You're telling me that when you're, as soon as, okay, so after this, it just hangs out off screen and you can just hit it? I wonder if that's the same in the US version, because that is something I'm gonna have to do if I, you know, use jet for that. Yeah, that's, kind of wish I knew that a little sooner. I mean, it's not really a huge time difference, but still. Yeah, I have a feeling that that was probably patched out in the US release. Alright, so all that's left is Milky Way wishes. Alright, so their strategy is pretty much the same. Try and get in there to get jet quick. I think that's pretty much the standard. Doing in that sort of order. Another thing I have to get good at is not accidentally going indoors. Because that is no good. So that's just, I find that kind of hard to do with this Krakow fight, just trying to go back and forth real quick like that. It's not easy for me to do, at least. Oh, hang on a sec. So what they do here is they do a big shot like right there, and then it lines you up right with this block right here. And because you're invulnerable for a little while right after you finish that huge jet charge, you're able to just immediately go and do some more, you know, chaining some jets together. That is pretty useful. Where do they start that off? Okay, so went too far there. So they charge up here, and then so that's about, let me see if I can pause it at the right time. So about there, they start the big jet there, and they just go straight across, not up or down, which I don't think should make a difference if I go like up or down, because you can like aim it slightly. And then they do the immediately going, you know, holding the jump button there. So that's something wicked easy I could try out. Okay, so they just kind of cruise along there too. Alright, so they use the falling time to their advantage there to kind of charge up a big boost there. Alright, so Chameleon Arm, probably just a standard fight with Jet. Gotta remember that you can just kind of dash back and forth there. I keep having trouble with that fight. Although I'm having less and less trouble as I go along with this. Alright, so just gotta be careful there, I guess. Making sure to go and dodge those Gordos. This shouldn't be too much different either, just, you know, staying on the ground as much as you can. Making sure to, you know, boost where needed. How do they do that quick kill like that? Okay, so they're charging up here. Then they immediately boost when the time is right. Then they start another charge, and then jump and start again, which gives them just enough time to destroy Iron Man there. Okay. So that is definitely a faster way to go through it. It seems like it requires a lot of technique, though. So this person's opting to go for the Helix strategy, which is a little bit slower, but definitely easier on the wrist to do. Alright, so this should be another instance of just lots of mini-boss quick kills. I have no idea why these mini-bosses are weak from their undersides like that. But I know that they fixed it in the DS remake of this game. So that seems to be the standard of, you know, going to start a charge and then jumping and finishing the charge afterwards. Oop, okay. I always have trouble in that section, so I think the ladders are going to help a lot there. So they're using Jet here instead of Plasma. Let me check the notes I have right now. See if that's actually faster or not. Well, I guess it's not as... I think it's slightly faster for plasma. But obviously jet's still pretty quick. I would use plasma there, though. Oh, why are they going there first? I guess it doesn't really matter, but I would think you'd want to go to Aqualis instead of Floria. Alright, thanks for hanging out, Fusion Tech. Hope you have a nice night. Yeah, next stream I'm definitely going to try out some of these new tricks, so hope you can make it there. Yeah, this shouldn't be anything new. Just kick some trees. And that should be that. Now that was pretty nice with skimming across the water like that. It seems like that would be faster. I might have to try getting some more precise split options open. But we'll see. Because now I'm thinking about it, it would be pretty easy for me to do a split after each of these planets. Okay, so we just got a fatty whale fight here. Huh. I wonder why they didn't get scooped up there. That's an impressive way to finish the fight. Alright, we got Half Moon here. I wonder if they're going to go for the same kind of strategy that the last person used. Trying to skip over everything. And what I mean by that is like in the section coming up soon. Alright, so that was... Okay, so they're switching to plasma. So they're using the warp star. Okay. Oh. Oh, they were able to get out of that. Huh. Okay, so they use plasma to get a bit of an advantage there. are taking the slightly safer route. Oh, maybe they don't know the trick with the text there. This hammer stuff I gotta get better at as well. Not too bad, though. Okay, so there's not too much left on this run. Yeah, because the only thing left now is just the Nova fight and Marks. So I don't think there's really going to be anything too different about this sort of well, this part of their run, I guess. Because all it is really making sure to do the correct order. So not too much to really commentate at this point. So I wonder if they're going to try the top right corner, if that even makes a difference. Oh. They made the same mistake that I always make. That's okay. I think it's kind of difficult to know when the right point to stop at is. Or they didn't know the trick. That is another option as well. I can't really know what's going on inside their head, obviously. Alright, so this would be pretty much a standard Marks fight. Okay. So that's their run. Yeah, so it seems like that clip is pretty useful, as well as a lot of other smaller things to optimize. It's always the small things that add up, right? So that's, yeah, I guess that's it for that one. And yeah, I think there's definitely a lot of information to take in from these particular runs. But I think definitely I'm going to have to look back at that top run again to... oh, before I forget, actually, let's see if that... Let's see how the end of that Nova fight went and see if it seems like it was any slower based on where their position was. It's hard to say. I'm not sure if there was really a difference there. Especially since, you know, It's been like 40 minutes since I've seen the other run, too. Maybe we'll have to take a look at that a little closer. See if there's any sort of discrepancies there. But, okay. Well, that was pretty helpful, I think. So, just seeing how better players do this sort of thing, it's really, I think it's really helpful to learn some of the strategies people use and use it to try and get a better time. So, this is definitely, obviously, since it's the top spot, that's where a lot of the little things come into play. But there's definitely a couple things that I'm excited about. I really want to try out that, using the wheelie rider there, because I feel really comfortable with that sort of strategy. And I guess that means I'd have to kind of learn how to do that mix. So if I'm going to do that, I'm going to have to learn how to do that particular mix. Which might be a little... Well, I guess it's just the same as learning any other mix. Just got to figure out the right timing. But that introduces another mix into the run. Okay, so I think we're going to kind of end things off here for tonight. A little bit of a shorter stream, but I feel like this is kind of a good point to end things off. And also, I have work in the morning, so I want to make sure to get a good night's sleep. So that is important too. Sleep is important. So, but this has been pretty helpful. I'm gonna maybe look over this run again, off stream, see if there's any little improvements I can do, or if I notice anything more useful that I can kind of sneak into my run. But I think definitely that sort of using that clip, that's going to be something that I want to try out, and then also the new mix with the two bird-ons could be helpful. But anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed, and if not, well, Friday's going to be a new stream, and we're actually going to be doing some runs then, so hopefully you guys will enjoy that. But yeah, that's going to be it for tonight. And I'm always find I'm a little hard with doing outros, so I think, yeah, we'll just end things off here. So have a nice night, guys, and hopefully I'll catch you on Friday. Take care.